Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's your girl Shantae. This is the Earthly and Ethereal channel. And I wanted to come and talk to you guys today, completing the Earth Angel little mini series. This is a fun little mini series that we got to kind of just dive into the concept of being an Earth Angel and identifying Earth Angel qualities and traits in yourself. And I hope you guys have been able to kind of pinpoint some things that resonate with you and kind of highlight how you yourself can possibly be an earth angel, which I think that a lot of us are. And I wanted to talk today about why do earth angels tend to have this constant fabric of like this story woven into, their path of suffering. And the reason why I actually stumbled upon this idea of, seeing people through the lens of an earth angel is because I was doing research on my own life and my own journey and things that have happened and kind of tying it into my natal chart and trying to find consistency, information, and just like understanding, and there are things that may have occurred and that I've been like, why did that happen? Like, why did that happen to me? Or why did that happen when I didn't have any control? Or, I felt like maybe this was just a part of my destiny, but why? And it led me, like I said, to really examine my natal chart, and certain things just really stood out to me on my natal chart. And I definitely want to get into some of those things later. But the reason I think ultimately the earth angel that incarnates to this earth plane does tend to suffer or have a pattern woven into their story, their journey that includes suffering. And that suffering, honestly, guys, it tends to be tied to the childhood more so than anything else. I've come to the conclusion, and just in my research and just my own like meditation, that it's a part of the mission activation, when you think about an earth angel, what we mentioned on the first video was that an earth angel comes to earth to aid in helping the suffering of humanity. An earth angel comes to transmute energy, to heal energy, to cleanse energy. But in order for an earth angel to really step into their true power, their true spiritual power, there has to be an initiation. And the pain that is caused by the suffering, right? What we consider to be suffering, it's actually more of an initiation that can be transmuted to divine activation. In other words, for an earth angel, pain is not meant to cause the earth angel to diminish its light, but rather to come into a realization of how to become a radiant glow to affect others. And that's so important because there are instances where sometimes with the process of, I guess you can call it the graduation to your earth angel role, you may have to kind of go through certain cycles in a repetitive manner in order to really understand, and to get a grip on the fact that you are being asked to elevate through the pain, right? Now, one of the things to kind of look at when it comes to earth angels is the fact that typically the earth angel is a generational curse breaker. And the aspect of their bloodline that is sent to cause a change. Hear me again when I say that. The earth angel is typically a generational curse breaker. And I had to tap into my own Akashic records in a sense, in order to really gain an understanding of this, because sometimes when you are the quote unquote generational curse breaker, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't look like it. And you certainly don't feel empowered, right? Especially if your childhood was rooted in trauma, pain, and just things that felt so tough. It's like, how could that be me? How could that possibly be me? But I think it's because you have to get, how you have to get so fed up to the point where you're like, I have to change this. And that typically is the role of the earth angel. Things that happen in your life get you to a point where you're just so fed up that you are left with no other choice but to level up spiritually. One of the things too is that you won't feel, more than likely, you being the earth angel brought here to affect change, right? Because we have to remember, before we can affect change with humanity, our own family becomes, that's where we start at. That's where we start, right? Um, or family dynamics, right? Whether it's through bloodline or families that we have been connected to one way or the other, right? But a lot of times, the earth angels, so to speak, they are a part of a family that does not support them, nor do they understand them. And they tend to be the black sheep in the family. They take the narrow path, right, in the family. However, and this is how you start to say, okay, maybe I am an earth angel, because the earth angel's mission is not deterred by hardship, y'all, by this hardship that they experience, but rather it is amplified. It is amplified by the hardship. So the earth angel doesn't just fall into the idea or concept that they are unworthy, right? That feeling that they may have gotten through their family connection or lineage, those feelings or those traumatic experiences will not quiet them. That will amplify their voice, right? And more importantly, it also proves that their heart is not conditioned like others. Because when the earth angel experiences difficulties in childhood, difficulties from their family lineage, feeling like an outcast, not feeling loved or supported, these are all things that are supposed to harden a person's heart, but not the earth angel. The earth angel is dedicated to having a heart condition in love and having just a pure heart in general. And it's important to understand that this doesn't happen because the earth angel does not feel pain or the earth angel has incarnated with some sort of like ability to have a higher pain threshold. No, it's because of their divine makeup. Their divine makeup allows for deep, profound love. Deep, profound love, which also acts as a cleansing tool. So the earth angel has a way to self cleanse that is just beyond the understanding of anyone else, right? And this also leads to another important aspect of the earth angel, and that is its cosmic identifier. This is the fun part, y'all. And like I mentioned earlier, this is what really led me to start to research earth angels, because I was looking at my natal chart and I'm looking at the way my Neptune is conditioned. And I've always been the kind of person, in knowing a little bit about astrology, that I've known that my Neptune really conditions the way how people see me. It really conditions the way how people see me and how people perceive me. Which, if you know Neptune is a planet of deception. It's a planet of illusions. It can make things a little blurry. And so that tends to, it's that planet, right? But some of the indications that you are an earth angel when we're looking at, the cosmic perspective is, of course, a strong Neptune or Pisces placement. It can imply earth angel qualities, such as Neptune in the first house, Neptune in the fourth house, or Neptune in the eighth house or 12th house. Or just a strong Neptune aspect to the sun, moon, or ascendant. And of course, sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces, also very strong qualities of the earth angel. And what these things kind of imply, especially on the Pisces end, is just being able to feel other people's pain as our own, having a deep, intuitive ability, being very empathic, and also deep dreams with spiritual guidance, dreams that come with a strong sense of spiritual guidance. So does that sound familiar to you? Some other indications of Neptune, or not Neptune's, but having an earth angel quality, or that you are an earth angel when we're looking at the cosmic identifiers, is that you have a strong 12th house emphasis. This is the house, remember, of past lives, karma, divine connection. And if you have planets like the sun, the moon, Venus, or Neptune in the 12th house, it implies that you have hidden gifts. You may have felt like you are not of this world. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't fit in. That may have been a strong feeling you've carried. Another indication here is if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in service signs like Virgo, which is the healer, Cancer, the nurturer, or Libra, the balancer, aka the peacemaker. Keeping in mind, earth angels incarnate with strong service energy. Remember, the earth angel is here to serve humanity, right? Another indicator, we got to talk about these air signs, the Aquarius, the Libra, the Gemini, especially if you are one of these air signs with a strong 11th house influencer. It's the mark of the messenger or the uplifter, right? And these are people who bring forth divine ideas and concepts. Divine ideas and concepts. And they often use words, sounds, or technology to uplift the collective consciousness. And I don't know about you, but I know I can think of a couple of people that I know for sure are earth angels just based off of that, that description alone. Another one, which is really a really juicy good one, is the North Node in Pisces, Virgo, or Cancer, y'all, or in the 6th house or 12th house. This is someone who may be learning to be an earth angel, right, for the first time in this lifetime. And it means, though, ultimately that they have a destiny of healing and spiritual service. And then there's a few things, y'all, that aren't necessarily cosmically aligned, but they still can be an indicator that you may have an earth angel quality to you. Because remember, we're not just looking at things as linear. You may have a few indicators, and maybe you don't know astrology, so you don't know how to read your chart, but it may be the messaging and the calling may come to you another way. For those of you who see angel numbers often in your life, like you're always seeing angel numbers, 111, 222, 444, 333, you're always seeing angel numbers, 1111, like they're just always showing up in your reality. This may be an indication that you are coming into one of those activation points where your earth angel qualities are coming online, and you're now being asked to start making changes and shifts in your life to serve humanity, to transmute some of the pain and the things that are happening in humanity that you have been sent here as a part of your mission to affect. All right, y'all, sorry I had to take a call, but I want to wrap this up. We were going through the indicators that you may be earth angels. That does not have to do with cosmic alignments. And we talked about the angel numbers. And another indicator may be that you have had like unexplained spiritual protection or near-death experiences that has been just very profound, Like maybe something may have happened and it's like there's no way for you to explain how you did not come to an end, There's no way for you to explain how that thing occurred and you're still living, other than to know that you have like major spiritual protection, angelic protection, right? That's a clue that you too might be an earth angel, my friend. Another one, and this is going to be the final one, is that you are a person that just radiates a calm or uplifting frequency without even trying. Like you just are the person, and I'm a little guilty of this. I'm the person that people are always telling me things like, oh my gosh, you're so calm, you're so peaceful. Anytime I'm around you, I just feel so calm. And I don't try to be calm. It's just my nature. My nature is just, I'm a very calm person. I'm a very peaceful person. My energy, my frequency that I carry is very peaceful. I don't know how to be any other way, right? So that may just be something that you radiate and it comes off naturally for you. That may be an indicator, my friend, that you too are an earth angel. Y'all, this was such a fun little mini series, and I want to kind of expand on this at some point, talk about it a little bit more, and really dive into different aspects of it. I feel really connected to the whole earth angel concept, the archetype, because I do feel it's an archetype that I carry based on my natal chart, based on my characteristics, based on my childhood. And when I first stumbled upon this concept of being an earth angel, I was kind of going through a real moment of feeling like, why me? Why has certain things happened to me? And this information just I just started to research about it, and it made me feel so empowered, and it made me feel like my mission is necessary. My mission is necessary. And that is what I want to leave you guys with. If you feel that you have the path of an earth angel where you have incarnated, like your incarnation has brought you into a state, right? Or a conditioning of pain, especially maybe in your childhood trauma, things that have just stirred, and in your adulthood, you now kind of reflect back like, why did that happen to me? I want to remind you all that your pain is your initiation. It is not your handicap. It is not something that you should look down on yourself for. It is not something that you should judge yourself for. It is truly an act of initiation, activation, right? The key is to tap into it and find where your mission is so that you can live the mission. And when you live the mission, the pain becomes your power. You hear me? Your pain, that thing that was your burden, becomes your power. And that is what I encourage us all to do, us that identify as EAs, my EAs out there. Turn your pain to your power intentionally. Okay? All right, y'all. As always, divine wellness. Much love to y'all. Thank you for listening to the mini series. If you missed any parts of it, go back and listen. Check out the shorts with the different Earth Angel archetypes and characteristics, and see where you feel, where you identify. That'll kind of help give you some clarity, maybe even about your Earth Angel assigned mission. All right, y'all. Peace.